Okay guys, so I have taken all of my watercolors that I just hauled and threw them in this bin for now until I can find a home for them. We have the Rembrandt and Maimeri Blu Watercolors, and I put them in pans with magnets at the bottom. Hi, my name is Vanessa, and I make art videos about a little bit of this and that. If that speaks to you, consider subscribing. I have my watercolor sketchbook set up. This is Etchr Lab, and the paper is 100% cotton. I really like this sketchbook. This video will be broken up into two parts. Part one, I will be swatching my Rembrandt watercolors and Maimeri Blu watercolors, and part two, I will be painting something with each one of these watercolors. Timestamps will be down below if you have a preference as to what you want to see. Okay, so I have this first row. Right here are the Rembrandt watercolors in the landscape palette. These loose ones are just kind of floating around underneath. Are my other Rembrandts that I purchased last year. I'm not going to use those. And then underneath I have my Maimeri Blu watercolors. I am using my Princeton size 8 round brush in the Neptune series, and we're just gonna get started. Let's swatch these and hang out. So grab your favorite drink and let's do this. Make some artwork with me or just sit back and relax. Lemon, our permanent lemon yellow, PY 184. A nice staple color to have in your palette for bright oranges and greens. Next we have Azo Yellow Deep that leans more on the orange side. I will tell you guys, the first time that I used Rembrandt, I was completely impressed with the pigmentation. Good watercolor. Okay, so that is Azo Yellow Deep PY 110. Next we have Benzimidazolone Orange PO 72. This is my Etchr sketchbook. This is the one I took on my Hawaii trip. I love this sketchbook. I'll leave the information linked down below if you're interested in it. I'm not a cautious swatching person. I do them pretty quickly. I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to swatching, so I do apologize if that's what you prefer. This is Madder Lake, our permanent Madder Lake PR 187. I did want to get out content to you guys. As you've heard me mention, this school year has been very crazy for me, but I do miss being on here. It's fun for me to make videos. It's a good hobby. Okay, so I just discovered that I messed up. That's okay. I'll just go back when it's dry and relabel it. So this one should be permanent red medium. I tried to remove it, and of course it's not going to completely come off. And then down here is the permanent Madder Lake. This one is PR 187. Oopsies. I hope you guys are having a good day. Doing something for yourself. Taking care of yourself. Self-care is always important, because if you don't, then everything else suffers. Now, permanent red medium. That is PR255. So again, once these dry, I'll relabel them. Oopsies. But I don't know if it's coming through, but these pigments are vibrant. Next we have Blue Violet, PV23. It's like a standard violet. I don't know if you noticed, my nails have been switched up a lot, and it's because recently I have been doing my own nails. For the last few years I had gone to a salon and got them done, and I've wanted to do my own to save money, and sometimes, like in some cases, time, because I set appointments, but at times I have to wait 20 minutes, half hour before I'm seen, and I'm like, what's the point of making an appointment if I'm not going in on the time scheduled? And I know they get caught behind. This is Ultramarine Deep, PB29. But I am paying my nail tech good money to do my nails, but I'm just getting tired of paying all that money. I could just save it, buy more art supplies, buy other things that I need for my home. You know, just the usual maintenance on your home or your car. Like, I know I need brakes in my car pretty soon, so just going to save that money. And I've been changing them because they're coming out pretty good, but I'm having issues with them lifting. These are Gel X, by the way. And so I need to do a better job applying the actual nail to my nail. The fake nail to my nail. Because my natural nails are, they've been brittle and not very good. I don't have naturally nice nails. This is Cerulean Blue Deep, PB36. I have hypothyroidism, and because of that, my hair is dry and thinned out, and my nails and skin are dry, and my nails are brittle. But anyhow, just doing my nails makes me feel good. Next we have Hooker's Green Light, PG7/PY150. I see a bunch of cat hair on here. I apologize, but they are my children and they are in my house, and so is their fur. It's everywhere, but we'll make it work. Phthalo Green, and that's PG7. Oh, I like the way that Blue Violet dried. That's nice. I'm gonna see if I can paint something and put it on this video. I had a couple setbacks this week, but I'm glad you're here today. And like I said, I hope you're doing well and taking care of yourself. Rossiana PY43. I hope that my channel portrays a sense of good vibes, good energy, because that's how I want to live my life, and I want the same for you. Okay, our last color we have for the Rembrandt is Burnt Umber, and that is PBR7. I like a dark brown such as Burnt Umber to mix black with like an ultramarine, and this is a landscape set, and of course you don't have to just paint a landscape with it. I don't know if I'm going to paint a landscape or I'm gonna do something unrelated. We'll see what I come up with. And look what I did, this bled right here. Let me lift some of that. All right, so let's go ahead and try the next set of watercolor. All right, so we're back now. I changed out my water, and let's do the next set of watercolors. We have Yellow Ochre PY42. I hope your year is going great so far. We're just starting it. Next we have Burnt Sienna PBR7. I bought the landscape watercolor because I do want to do more landscapes, but I will say I'm not a pro at landscapes. It's not something that I've done a lot of, but it's something that I'm interested in. Next we have Quinacridone Violet Reddish PB55, and so I have to decide if I'm going to do a landscape or not, because I tend to do my usual thing. But that might be good because maybe you're not into landscape either, but you like the colors and you want to see how that looks. Next we have Turquoise Green PB16. Oh, this is so pretty. This is my first time trying this brand, Maimeri Blu. YouTube made me buy it. That should be a video. We'll see. You guys, I have a lot of ideas this year for videos, but I need to pace myself and do it little by little. We will get through the ideas. I'll probably get to a point where I don't have any, but that's not the case right now. Berlin Blue PB15. I am excited about some of the content I'm going to be pushing out, and I want to do a series on supplies on that survey that I sent out earlier this year, or was it the end of last year? One of those polls. I want to do a little bit of all that. Yellow Vanadium PY184. So like supplies that I can't live without. Oh, this is nice. This is a vibrant yellow, more on like a lemon yellow side. So like I was saying, supplies that I can't live without, the mindset of art on a budget, talking about that. This is Orange Lake PY43. Oh, I'm sorry, PO43. So I'll paint this, and then probably tomorrow after work I will paint something on the ends here on the opposite side. Crimson Lake PR149. I got home kind of late today, and so I'll have more time tomorrow. Red Primary Magenta. These are good pigments, but first impression, I definitely like the Rembrandt more, but these are good paints. So far I like them, but you won't know until you start actually using them and see how they interact with one another, how they mix, and how you do different techniques with them. That yellow ochre is beautiful, the way it's drying. Okay, so this will be done for today, and I'm probably going to switch up my nails because I have work tomorrow and these are falling off, and I don't want to go with like half done nails. I might just put gel on my natural nail, or I might put a new set of nails on. We'll see. Stay tuned. I'll come back tomorrow. Bye, guys. All right, so we're back and nails are off. All right, so I drew a little something. I decided to go with a landscape or a sunrise. And I did my drawing with my Faber-Castell water-soluble colored pencils. And this is the Albrecht jar. And the color is burnt ochre. So I did that outlining with that, and the masking fluid pump marker. So I did that for the clouds. So I'm going to start off by putting down some blues at the top. I'm looking at a reference picture from Pixels, and it's royalty-free images off of the internet. So I'm taking some cerulean blue and ultramarine, mixing a little bit of that, and I'm gonna place this here at the top. And then on the bottom it has some yellow and oranges, so I'm mixing the lemon yellow and the azo yellow. The bottom here. And as always, my cat Dinah is running around. We suspect that she's Egyptian Mew, which is a rare breed. She is super hyper since day one. She's about 9 months old now, but her energy is just the same. But you know, as cats or kittens, she's still classified as a kitten. They are hyper for their first year and a half, 2 years. It's kind of pink in the middle, so I'm going to add a little bit of red matter here. I'm going to try some permanent red. And Quasi just came in, so I think I need to go feed him. Let me go feed him and I'll be back, because otherwise he will not let me. He won't let me work. He will bother us. I'll be right back. Sorry, I thought I was recording. I hate when I do that. But I painted this here with some red matter, the orange in the palette, and a little bit of the blue violet. And now I'm going to go in with the red matter and blue violet. And I'm going to start working from the background, middle ground to the foreground. This is too vibrant. I need to desaturate the color. Let me just place this down here first. I was saying I hope you guys had a good week. My week went by pretty fast. When you have a busy week, it's the benefit of it is time goes by fast. So that's nice. And I'm filming on Friday, and I hope to upload this on Sunday, edit on Saturday. I don't know if you can hear Dinah whining right now. I was watching a video on her breed, and they say they need lots of stimulation and attention, and it is true. I played with her before I started, and she's still not tired. Do you have any pets at home? If so, what do you have? I love animals. They just bring me happiness. I ended up knocking down this brightness, desaturated it with some burnt umber. I kind of like the way this is bleeding. Growing up, I had some cats, and I've always been a cat person, and I love dogs too, but My husband's a dog person, and he turned me into liking dogs, and I turned him into liking cats, so that worked out. We both love animals. We don't have any children, so there are our fur babies. After I swatched the Rembrandt and I let them dry, I really liked the way that they looked. Very beautiful. I'm so tempted to dip into other colors that I have, but we're not doing that today. We are not doing that today. I'm gonna put a light wash here, lighter than that. Just I'm gonna let this dry and then I will come back. All right, so this is dry enough. It's not completely dry, but dry enough for me to go back and work with it. And I'm gonna take some burnt umber and the ultramarine blue deep and mix that for a dark color. I want to do a little bit of logging, and I don't know how that's going to look. I'll try my best to piece things together. So it might be a little awkward at first when I'm doing my vlogging until I can figure out a nice rhythm for it. I kind of did some vlogging when I took my trip to Hawaii, and that was fun, just piecing together clips here and there from my trip. I kind of want to take you guys in my classroom, of course when my students are not in there, and just show you around in my room. I was thinking about, you know, what the kids are working on, what I'm teaching, which subject we're going over, because it's art related. And I have some ideas for videos in the future, just here and there. So when I throw out these ideas, it's going to be, you know, throughout this new year, 2024. What, Dinah? I'm filming. I stopped to play with you a minute ago. I was thinking about doing a classroom tour, like what's in my classroom. Maybe later on what I order, art supplies I order in my classroom, or something related to art supplies in my room, what I use that is affordable and works well, that I've tested for years. This is my 16th year of teaching, and so I've tried out quite a bit of brands with the kids, and these would be student grade items, not professional. But you don't always need the best art supplies to get good results. Sometimes just good paper makes a big difference. I've watched kids over the years produce some amazing artwork with just bare minimum supplies. But I do invest a lot in my supplies because that's where I like to spend my extra money. That's how I treat myself. I just love having these supplies, and I feel very fortunate to have all of them. They make me happy, and I'm sure if you love your supplies too and they make you happy. That's why we're here, because we love art so much. So I'm just going in with darker colors like blues and violets and deepening areas and give it some chroma, amp it up with that. I would like to take a survey. Maybe I'll do it on my community post about where you are in your art journey. If you're a beginner artist, you've been doing it your whole life, where you stand with that. Just curious to know. I know some people have told me they're beginners. Some people are, you know, been doing it for years. I've been doing artwork since I could remember. It's always been my outlet. It was the only thing I was ever good at. Like academics, I struggled with that in high school. I got better once I went to college. Things started to click and I enjoyed my time in college. But art has always been my safety zone. What makes me happy. It's always been therapeutic for me. That's why I started. I've had more time now since I've been teaching so long that I've developed curriculum, and yes, I'm writing new curriculum right now for a new class that I'm teaching, but when I first started teaching I was super busy trying to get that started, And I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel. I've had my YouTube for a while, and I've been wanting to do YouTube for some time, and I've just decided, you know, last year, let's just do it. Let's just go for it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And, you know, my channel's very small, but I'm happy with where I am. Of course, I would like to grow some more, but I know those things take time, and sometimes it just doesn't take off, but we shall see. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with whatever happens. Like I said, I'm just amazed that I have close to 1,500 people subscribed, and that is wonderful. I'm just going in and redefining these edges here. Going in with a little bit of the Hooker's green and some purple. This paper's pretty good in this Etchr sketchbook. I'm not sponsored, by the way, but I will let you know if I ever am sponsored. At this point, I'm not. I don't know if I ever will be, but if it happens, I'll let you know. Color on the edge, and then let me bring this down. Just water. Glaze. Question, have you guys taken art in high school? I know I'm asking a bunch of questions. You don't have to answer any of them. You can just answer them in your head as I am going over all of this. If you want to, you can. You don't have to. I know I'm one of the more quiet people when I watch YouTube videos. I like when people ask questions and I just answer them in my head. It just kind of feels like you're having a conversation with the person on YouTube, and so that's what I'm doing. But if you want to answer, go right ahead. Always been more of a shy person, so for me to come out here is pretty brave of me, overcoming some fears of mine. It's funny enough, I don't like to speak in front of people, but I ended up becoming a teacher, and my first few years was so painfully hard just for those reasons. But I knew that I loved art so much, and for me to teach it was a pretty cool gig. All right, so I'm going to erase this. This is a rubber eraser. All right, so I spent a couple minutes trying to remove this. This is dry, and I did hear that Sarah Burns, I'm sure you know who she is. She's a popular watercolor or gouache artist. She does incredible work. She had said that she didn't really like this, and I know why. But I had bought this before her review on it, and I don't know if it was actually a review video, but she was using it in one of her videos, and I had this already. But anyhow, I'm going to try again tomorrow and see if I can lift any more of this masking fluid, but this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can remove the, oh, not too bad. And so if you go in with a blow dryer, it'll warm up the adhesive. Let's see, and you can avoid this happening. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and try the other watercolors. So this is the Maimeri Blu Watercolors. I got some bleed through here, a little bit sloppy with my application, so that's my fault, but they did dry nicely. So I'm gonna go in and make my composition. My idea is gonna go this direction, portrait, and I'm gonna go in with the same watercolor pencil and draft that out. All right, so I have my design done, and kind of redefining some areas. I went in with a second color, and this is dark, the tallow green, just to kind of separate these leaf-like, or the leaf-like design from this sort of design here. Okay, so I kept the design, nothing too complicated. And I'm going in with the same brushes. I did pick up this one also. This is a size 2 liner brush, or a line brush. Go in with some blues. And I wanted to use the masking fluid to mask off this butterfly, but I didn't like the edges that it made either, in addition to it lifting properly. So I decided not to use it. I have my other masking fluid from Winsor & Newton in my classroom. I try to remember to purchase all my supplies at the beginning of the year, but there's always things that I forget to buy. I'm gonna add a burst of like yellow. I want this to bleed here. There we go. And let it move and bleed. So I'm gonna leave this area alone and I'm gonna start painting here. I'm not gonna make this super detailed just because this video would be very long, but just to paint to give you a general idea of how these look done with the painting, just like my last painting I did with the Rembrandt. Have you tried these watercolors? And I mentioned before that this is my first time with these, and I do like them. They're nice. So far so good. I mean, I have yet to experience more with them, but first impression, I like it. Oops, I need more yellow. Alright, so I'm gonna go in and put down another layer of green, but I'm gonna change it up a little bit just to mute it down just a touch. And then I'm just gonna drop in a wash around here before I add my second layer. I need this area to dry, so I'm gonna pop in some color for the butterfly. Let me do some wet on wet. Let's see, I'm gonna drop in a little bit of that violet, that quinacridone violet, reddish. That's fun. Maybe some blue, that Berlin blue. And then in the center, put in some Crimson Lake. There we go. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll come back to it. I didn't realize that a lot of this was done off camera, but I'm just adding the last few touches to this piece. And I will say that I enjoyed painting with both sets of watercolor, Rembrandt and the Maimeri Blu. So up next, my video is going to be a sketchbook and chat with me sort of vlog video. I'm not sure if I will be able to put out a video next week, but I will definitely keep you posted on my community tab, and if not next week, the following week I'll have a video out. So thank you for voting on that last poll on this video, whether it was the watercolor swatch or the vlog sketchbook video. And since they both got good results, that's why I'm going to make the video on the sketchbook chat vlog